Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Sam's Corner. And today we're going to talk about you and your credit. And I know it's a sensitive topic because it's like an onion, and most of us don't even want anyone to pull back a layer. We don't want people to know the mistakes that we've made. And honestly, for a majority of us, especially those who want to put on airs, who want to pretend that they're in a much better place than they are, you don't want people to know how many credit cards you have. You don't want people to know that you probably are living off of your credit. And you don't want people to know that you, just like them, are one step away from financial ruin. So this video is for you. I know that's a tough pill to swallow, but it is. And it's also for you, but for the rest of us. My goal and my intention is to help you to learn how to live, but not off of credit. Yes, I understand. We want to look like we're doing the best. We want to look like we're feeling the best. We want to give that impression that we're doing well. But it takes a lot of energy to live with the lie and to keep it going. So it's time to be real with yourself about your financial picture. It's time to be real that half the things you have, you really can't afford. That the salary you make is not enough for the lifestyle that you want. It's time for you and all of us, myself included, to live within our means. And instead of paying interest to credit card companies, it's time for us to start earning dividends and interest and money for ourselves so we can live the life that we want. Now I understand, and I totally get it. You want to look like you're doing the best. You don't want to look like a failure because sometimes you feel like a failure if you think you're a failure, and so you're trying to cover it up. But it's time to let all those mindsets go. This coronavirus environment that we're living in and will be in for some time, whether we want to or not, has showed us that we all need to save a little bit more, myself included. And there are those people like, I've saved and I still. It's life. But the thing is, it's better to have something than nothing. And it's better to have more things and money working for you than against you. It makes no sense to project a lifestyle that you truly cannot afford. All of us need to live within our means and learn how to make our money work for us. And so now that I've said that, I'm going to hop off my little soapbox and I'm going to get into the video. But I want to reiterate it one more time. It's time for us to stop living these false lives. It's time for all of us to stop pretending that we have all of this and we do not. Now is not the time. Now is the time for us to step our money game up and to put all of our energy into being truthful with ourselves, with our money. And I want to tell you this. It's okay that you've made mistakes. It's okay. I understand that you want to project a better life. You want to look like you have it all together. But that's the problem. We don't. That's why I'm here, to help you all understand that you have the power to fix your financial mistakes. I'm here to help guide you so that you can make better choices with your money. And for those of you who have children, so that you can teach them better, so they won't make the same financial mistakes that you've made. We have to make sure that every generation is a step up and has a better grounding, better foundation, whatever you want to call it, so that things can be better for them. That's what we're supposed to do. We need to stop giving our children a whole bunch of things and start giving them wisdom and immaterial knowledge so that they can pass it on and start to build wealth so that we can have more and they can have more and then the next generation after. Because not having enough sucks. And having 10 credit cards that are nearly maxed out and wondering how on earth are you going to pay them is stressful. And I'll make this one other point and then I'll move on with the video. We got to stop creating financial stress for ourselves. And that's what happens when you live a life that you cannot afford. And so a lot of people are going to go through financial ruin. Some of it is just because of circumstances and that's how it is. And then for some others, it's going to be because you haven't made the right choices with your money. But I'm here to tell you today that even though you've made wrong choices now, you can make better ones today. Today is the best day. today is the day to make better choices. So now that I've said that, let's get into the video. So the first part I want to go over is your credit report. And some people say, how often should you pull your credit report? I would say on average once a year. You basically know what's on your credit report. You do. Whether you're conscious of it or not, you do. But it's good to pull it on a yearly basis. Now, some people say, well, should I pull all three? And there are three credit reported agencies: Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. I say a 3-in-1 report is fine. It's good to see what everything says. So just for those who don't know, your credit report, think of it like your financial report card, so to speak. It basically lists personal information about you. It basically lists all of your accounts, so credit cards, auto loans, any loans in general are on there. Bankruptcies, liens, foreclosures, civil suits and judgments are listed on there. On average, most of the things like lien, foreclosure, bankruptcy, etc., that lasts for about 7 years or so. For bankruptcies, it's about 7 to 10, but everything else is on average for about 7 years. But don't worry about all of that right now. I don't want you to worry about, oh my God, I've had a bankruptcy, I've had a foreclosure, it's on my credit report, all is lost, blah, blah, blah. The great thing is time. Time is on our side in this case, and I want you to remember that. So, your credit report just basically lists your credit history, what you've done, accounts, etc. Like I just said. Your credit score is really a numeric grade, basically. It's a grade, and it's based off of 5 factors: the age of your accounts, the length of your accounts, let me look at my notes because I totally forgot. I feel bad. So the age of the type of accounts, the request for new credit, credit utilization, and payment history. And the reason I wanted to say those things, the first for 3, the types, the age, and the request for new credit, those are a small percentage. Your credit utilization, which is basically how much you've utilized, and your payment history, those two combined make up 65% of your credit score. Let me say that again. Your credit utilization and payment history make up 65% of your credit score. The other things that people worry, people are like, well, I just checked my credit and I'm afraid my credit score is going to go down. It may go down 1 or 2 points, but it's a small, that amount pales in comparison to payment history and credit utilization. And I want to focus on those two. I'm going to focus on the first one is credit utilization, because it is more important than you realize. A lot of times we're like, oh, well, I have a credit card, I have 10,000, I charge 5 or 6, I'm making payments on it, I'm fine. And wrong. You're killing your credit score. Here's the thing. When you have credit, so if you have a $10,000 credit limit on a credit card, you should be utilizing no more than 30% of it. And we're like, what? Yep. Because the credit card companies and the credit reporting agencies, when they look at it, they don't just look at how many credit cards you have, they look at your total line of credit and how much of it you're utilizing. So if you have one card and you charge around 6,000 or let's say 7,000 and your balance stays around there, well, guess what? You're utilizing 70% of your available credit. And what that tells lending or other credit card agencies is that, oh, well, if we give her a card, she's going to utilize, or he's going to utilize most of it. Are they going to be able to pay it back? Now, I want to tell you a tip that people do in order to boost their credit score and whatever else. And I'm going to tell you, for most of us, That's just not going to work. What they do is they have a plethora of cards, which I'm personally against. But if you can manage it properly, you can make it work. So what they'll do, they may have 5, they may have 10 cards, but they charge no more than 10%. So when it comes to getting a new card, when the credit card company looks at, well, Sam has $100,000 worth of credit, but he only utilizes 10,000. Sam is in a good place. So we'll give him another credit card because he doesn't overutilize his credit. So that's another thing you have to look at. So that's why I'm personally against it. I don't think that people should do that, especially if they're trying to repair their credit history or their credit score. You shouldn't do that. So what you need to do first is when you're looking at your credit score, people are like, I don't know, I can do it. Yeah, you're going to have to get that balance down. You're going to have to get to a point where you stop living off of your credit cards, which I know for some people is hard and it's difficult, and at times you just might have to. But I'm not talking about the times that you have to. I'm talking about all the times you have chosen to live off of credit and you don't need to. The next thing I want to look at is your payment history. Payment history is just as important. You always want to be seen as paying your credit card on time. You always want to make sure that you're making payments on time and you're making the full, at least minimum payment on time. Now, I was speaking to someone recently and they told me, well, Sam, I was making a payment every 2 weeks, but they were trying to say I was making a late payment. And my answer to them is technically you were, because if you don't make the minimum payment within the time frame, then the way they look at it is you've made a late payment, even though you have made a payment. That is why it is very important for all of us to look at your credit card statements. Look at all of them. And I've said it before in a video, and I'm going to say it again. Take the time to look at all of your statements. Look at the back of them. And look at the terms because you agreed to them. And that's very important, from how your payment is applied to when is the minimum payment due and what is it. And now credit card companies have to tell you, if you make just the minimum payment over this time, how long it would take you and how much. So again, I just want to recap really quickly on those 2 points about payments, about making payments and credit utilization. Your goal is to always utilize less than you need to. Now, some people will say, well, Sam, I needed to fix my car and it costs, that happens. And I'm like, yes, it does. So in that instance, you might have to. But here's the thing. You have to also work on getting your savings up so you can do some of it with cash and maybe some with credit. You might have to. But let's say you have a $3,000 credit card. Let's say your car repair is $1,500, but you have $1,000 saved. So you only have to charge $500. That's better for you in the long run. So again, I want you to focus on those things. And yes, you can repair your credit score. Yes, you can repair your credit report. And so when it comes to your credit report and repairing it, that's why you have to pull all 3. And there's sites out there, I think, like freecreditreport.com. I believe it lets you pull all 3. Drop down in the comments and let me know if that's true or not. You can also go with Equifax. They have a 3-in-1. It's $9.95 if you want it. Some people are like, well, no, I can get it for free. And if you can, I say great. But again, you want to look at your credit report. Why? Because just like people make mistakes, credit reporting agencies make mistakes. And there could be something on your credit report that is wrong. We also know in this day and age of identity theft that people steal your identity and things happen. So something could be on your credit report that's not you. I just want you to know, as I bring this video to a close, that just because you've made mistakes Just because you might be living a lifestyle you can't afford, and just because maybe you didn't know, it's okay. We all make mistakes. This video is not about judgment, it's about information. It's about giving you the tools necessary so that you can make better and informed decisions. And I just want you all to know that that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you. I'm here to guide you the best way I can. But I want you to know that you have the power to make the change. And I encourage you to do so today. I want you all to have a great day. And please like, comment, and subscribe. And share this video with a friend if you believe it'll help them. You know, my goal is to help as many people as I can. We got to get our money up, especially in this COVID environment. It's not easy. A lot of people have lost their jobs. And for those of you who have not, and for those of you who are in a much better financial position, now that you're not spending all that money going to and from work and having to go every place, now that you're not buying lunch out as much and you're spending less money, it's better to take that money and put some of it away, and also to work simultaneously on paying down your debt so things can become more affordable. I'm going to leave you with this. When you have more money in your bank account, trust me, even though I know life happens, you sleep a little bit better knowing that you have a cushion. So thank you all for watching, and have a great day.